Okay, so today we're going to be working on a BAT training, but we're going to start off with actually a pretty higher level skill set. So refer to other videos for kind of the basics intro, but what we're doing is essentially a mark and move. So as you can see here, we use painter's tape to create a gradual ladder for Schmidt to walk into the room. I'm going to be sitting over here, and he's going to be slowly working on getting himself in here. So I just want to show the distance, where here's the lines, and then that's where I'll be over there. So what we're going to be doing is first putting a treat on this little Tupperware container lid and using this clicker to reward him for that behavior. So when he goes over to the lid, we're going to click, and then he's going to go back to the owner, and she's going to have him do a target touch to her, and then he's going to learn essentially that he goes to this target and then he walks away but goes back towards her. The purpose of this is to help him be able to go to each of these lines more independently, so he's able to, so the owner's going to keep moving this lid farther down this gradual line of painter's tape, so he gets farther into the room and closer to me. But he's gaining independence by not having to have the owner right on top of him the whole time. I want to remind you to keep the leash as loose as possible while you're doing this, and moving this little lid farther along as you progress. We've already done this one other time, not with the lid. We're doing a more advanced technique this time around. But as you're going along, make sure that you're going to each line twice and move the lid forward as you go. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this down. We'll start right here. Give the clicker over to the guardian, and you can go ahead and get Schmidt, and I'll go over here and get prepared. Oh, here you go. Thank you. Perfect.
Very helpful if I just sit down.
Sure.
I'm assuming this is
It is. And just for the video, I'm actually having myself sit down, because if I'm in a sitting position, I'm less threatening. And I also have my body sideways to where he'll be coming in. If I'm looking directly at him, it's going to be more threatening. So I just wanted to explain for the video, for reference when you're working with other people, how to go about this. And it'll be important to kind of keep the person nice and small and calm, so we're making this the easiest possible. And then later, once he's mastering walking into the room without barking or being anxious, you can have people standing up, eventually have people start walking around, or go from a seated position to standing, and you can then increase the level of difficulty based on increasing the movement and the activity of the person that he's responsive to. But in the beginning stages, we want to keep this as calm and as quiet as possible so he can be successful. So the guardian's just having him stay in the kitchen for a moment until he calms down, so he doesn't keep doing that type of barking. Good. So again, just letting him calm down. Part of what I'm doing is not only narrating, so that way you have a good reference to come back to, but I also want him to be hearing my voice, so it's not as startling to him when he comes around the corner that I'm still here. So that was the first time that he went over to the lid, and that was his target, and then he goes back to his guardian. The reason for using the painter's tape is that way the guardian has a visual representation of taking really incremental steps to have him get closer and closer. That way we're reducing his reactivity, because he comes in, he sees me, and he started barking. So we integrate the method of using the painter's tape, so we reduce how quickly he would advance coming in, and we put it into really little baby steps. After we practice this again, what we're going to do is start to remove every other strip of tape, so that way he is coming into the room a little bit faster and faster, and then you can keep doing this. You can keep taking pieces of tape away until he gets to the point where he can walk into the room comfortably without barking and being reactive. And that's the sign that you can start to move forward. Once he gets to that level, you want to start integrating the difficulty level of the person that he's responsive to. So again, that's going from having someone sit and be really relaxed to having someone standing, and then having someone go from a sit to a stand, and then having someone walking around, because that's going to provoke potentially trigger his anxiety. So just bring him back into the kitchen, great, and let him calm down. Perfect. I just want to remind you for the video, so when you're watching this later, that not that you're doing this right now, but you don't want to pet him when he's barking, because again, that would be rewarding that type of behavior. Good. Slow and steady wins the race. It's better to take this nice and slow and have it be successful than to rush him and have him start being reactive and getting worked up. Good. So what the guardian's doing right now is she just actually walked him farther away from the kitchen door because he's kept barking. So that's exactly what we'd want him to be doing. We want him to go farther and farther away. You want him to get as far away in the house as he can to calm himself back down if he's being reactive. And by reactive, I just mean he's barking. The distance essentially equals calmness. The farther he is from whatever he's reacting to, being me right now, the easier it is for him to calm down. So what the guardian's doing right now is absolutely appropriate, and that's to have him move farther away as when he's being reactive. Then standing there with him until she sees that he's visibly calmed down, and then you start allowing him to take steps forward or start making progress towards coming in here. Excellent, good job. Emma, would you want to take the camera and stand over there so in the video you can see what he's doing? Careful, it's still rolling, so just kind of walk. There you go, perfect. Just so you can see in the video what he's doing with the targeting. Good job. That's excellent. You're doing a great job with him. Thank you. So again, using this target technique is helping him gain independence, so that way the guardian doesn't have to be right on top of him and walk him out fully. He's able to go out farther into the room on his own and then go back to her. down before you move forward. That was perfect. Good, excellent. Excellent. That was perfect. Nicely done. It's nice that he's on his own moving that marker out farther for you.
Make it easier.
Yeah, he's kind of doing it for you. It's perfect. Good. Perfect. So I want you to do that 2 more times as long as he doesn't bark, and then we're going to have him take a break and go outside. Perfect. 1 more. Perfect. Okay, go ahead and let him go out. If you just want to pan over to me real quick. If you can get my face in it. Okay, perfect. Just stand there. Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're just letting him take a break. This is the second time we've run through this, and the break is almost just as important as the exercise itself because it's letting him learn that he's able to come forward, get to know me, and you know, have this interaction or get closer without it always being overwhelming. He doesn't always have to meet a person and then come all the way over and meet them in, you know, with physical contact. He can actually get to know me, walk in, get to know my smell because I'm in the room with him, and then he's able to walk away. So it's just as important to take these little breaks so he gets a chance to kind of decompress, chill out, and then we'll resume again. And next time we do this, we'll probably take out a couple pieces of tape, and we're just going to keep increasing the difficulty level over time. Awesome.